Hi everyone, this is JP LaForest from Studio JPEG. In this video, I will be introducing the new Canon S110 camera, and it looks a bit like this one. This is the older model, the S90 camera, but the form factor is very similar. Both of them are some high-end cameras that are very portable and very easy to bring with you. I've had this one for nearly 2 years now, and we use it with the family whenever we go to restaurants or places like that. It's very practical to have. It fits in my wife's purse, no problem, and it takes some pretty good pictures. So I'm very excited to see that Canon keeps improving in this series of cameras. And the new version has a 12 megapixel CMOS sensor with the new Digic 5 image processors. The Digic 5 processors, you can find them in the higher end DSLR cameras such as the 5D Mark III and also in the T4i camera that came out. So it's a really good processor, and it allows low light photography with ISO settings between 80 all the way to 12,800. So that's one thing I love with these cameras is the first model, which was the S90, did have a few bugs in it, but as time progresses and Canon brings out new versions of it, they seem to be addressing all the issues I had with the original ones, so that's really great. The lens has been expanded to be a 24 to 120 millimeter equivalent, and at its widest it's still an f2 lens, but it goes all the way to f5.9 when you zoom in with it. The shutter speed can vary between 15 seconds all the way to 1/2000th of a second, so that should cover you from the very dark places with low light situations all the way to the middle of the day on a bright sunny day. So that's really good. The video feature has been improved to 180p at 24 frames per second, or you can have 720p or 480p at 30 frames per second. So it's really great that it has a full HD version. The S90 only had the 480p version, but the video was still pretty good with it. I did put a comparison on my YouTube channel that you can look if you're interested in that one. But with the full 180p on the new S10 Canon camera, I'm sure the videos will be much improved and very usable for a lot of situations. A very interesting feature they added is the Wi-Fi, and this feature you will either use it and love it, or it might not even interest you, but it enables you to transfer your photos from your camera directly to your favorite social media sites, such as Facebook, but also you can transfer the files to your personal computer or to an iOS or Android device. You can print the pictures directly from your camera to a Wi-Fi compatible printer. And you can also share your pictures with other Canon Powershot camera users. So if you're a bunch of friends that has the Canon S110 or some of the other newer Canon Powershot cameras, you can all share your pictures together, and that's very interesting. One thing that I really loved about the S90 camera is the interface it had. It's very rare to have a ring around the lens, but also a ring in the back. So you can set it using the ring function key, and you can assign different functions to them. So if you're in manual mode, you can control the aperture and the shutter speed, for example. Or in aperture priority mode, you can control the aperture and the ISO and then the camera will take care of the shutter speed. So it's all sorts of very easy settings that you can apply very quickly, and it's very intuitive if you're used to using the DSLR cameras. But for somebody who is less experimented as a photographer, it can be a little bit intimidating. So the new S110 camera comes with a 3-inch touchscreen LCD. So all the settings in the back, you can now, let's see, all these settings here that you can set, you can now just use the touchscreen and set them that way. So for the beginner photographers, that's definitely a great function that's going to make this series of camera much easier to use. But also for the professional photographer, it will give you very quick access to some very useful features without having to go very deep in the menus and all that. So overall, that's a very welcomed feature for this camera. It does come also with a high-speed autofocus system, which has been improved, and the camera can now take up to 2 frames per second in picture mode, so that's really good. And it also has 4 stops of image stabilization, and there's 6 modes of image stabilization that the camera automatically chooses which one is the best. So if you're not familiar with that, is if you're holding the camera and either shaking it a little bit, or if you're using a very slow shutter speed, the image stabilizer will kick in and make sure that your image is not blurry. So that's a very nice feature. The S90 did have that feature, but it has been improved in the new S110, so that's good. All of those Canon cameras all come with the ability to do RAW and JPEG pictures at the same time. So if you want to just share a picture quickly, the JPEG is very practical. And if you're more into photoshopping your pictures and things like that, then the RAW is very useful for you. The last feature that they put in is a GPS, so the camera can now geotag your images automatically. So if you travel a lot, then the camera will remember where the pictures were taken for you, so that's very practical. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting. If you liked it, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos. Leave any comments, questions, or suggestions below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.